Our next witness is Mr. Tom Silverman. Silverman is the founder of Tommy Boy Records. Based in New York City, Tommy Boy's Records is one of the world's premier independent labels. Tommy Boy has earned gold, platinum, and multi-platinum albums by such artists as Everlast, Queen Latifah, Naughty by Nature, and De La Soul. In 2006, Tommy Boy Records marked its 25th anniversary. Sir, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Tom Silverman, but I'm also known as Tommy Boy and the owner and CEO of Tommy Boy Entertainment. I do appreciate this opportunity to testify before you today. I come from the world of hip-hop and gold and platinum records, from the world of Planet Rock by Africa Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force, the world of Queen Latifah and Naughty by Nature. But I also come from a world very familiar to members of this committee, the world of business, of meeting payrolls, paying taxes, and although we only have 11 employees, we have hundreds of people depending on the viability of this business enterprise, from performers, writers, manufacturers, managers, promotion people, and so on down the line. And it's as a businessman that I appear before you today. It's the business of music, a vast industry that, in step with the extraordinary changes in technology, is itself changing dramatically. Long gone are the days of vinyl records that were prevalent when I started out with a $5,000 loan from my father in my cramped New York City apartment in 1981 with two other guys. Today there are many ways in which people get their music, including internet radio, satellite radio, and other digital formats. Almost every day new technology and business arrangements are appearing that continue to dramatically alter people's music listening habits and preferences. On balance, I think it's all good. It's broadening people's access and exposure to all kinds of music, and it's opening up new opportunities for artists and small businesses like Tommy Boy. But even in this new world of jaw-dropping new technology, I have the old-fashioned challenges and responsibilities of any business owner: making a profit, identifying, hiring, and nurturing employees, investing in new artists and new products. I sometimes sign a new musical artist, and they do well and flourish, and my record label makes a profit. But no one bats 1,000. More often I sign new musical artists and they don't do so well. Sales languish and I lose money. In the old days, one winner paid for 5 losers. Today, one winner doesn't even pay for one loser. These days, we are becoming increasingly dependent on the royalties due us from the flourishing business of internet webcasting and satellite radio. These are businesses totally dependent on our work product, the creativity and high-risk investment of the record label, and the creativity, passion, and hard work of the recording artists. Without us, these businesses would not and could not exist. Yet, what we continue to hear from the webcasting business, one where more than 95% of the webcasting royalties are paid by only 20 large webcasters, is that they want to pay less, not more. And I think it's only fair that these large businesses, whose very existence is totally dependent on work product of record companies, independent labels like Tommy Boy, and musical artists, should fairly compensate those whose work they webcast. As to the fairness of the rates, they were determined by 3 impartial judges, specifically selected for their knowledge and understanding of this industry, in a hearing process that ran for more than 18 months. It was a fair decision, and what irks me as a small business owner is the attitude expressed by a few small webcasters who became engaged in a grassroots campaign primarily financed by large webcasters. They got people's attention, including some members of Congress, by claiming small businesses would be hurt. Okay, but what bothers me is that in all their rhetoric, I never hear anything positive about artists who themselves are small businesses, or about the challenges facing independent labels. There's 2,000 independent labels in America. It's all about cutting the rates. Congress asked Sound Exchange to give small webcasters below-market royalties, to provide them with a significant discount from fair market rates set by the copyright royalty judges, to allow them a chance for their businesses to gain more steam. And as I understand it, Sound Exchange is doing just that. And if Sound Exchange tells me it's okay to give this discount, and it might help some of these small operators, then it's okay with me, because I know that Sound Exchange is looking out for our performance rights. So while I continue to pay for electricity and employees and all of my other costs at rates that rise with the market, even as my traditional sales and margins continue to decline, continuing this discount for a limited time, it seems fair. But that discount offer does not seem to have stopped the push to cut our royalties. I know what that's about. It's about big net radio and, Madam Chairman, With all due respect, it's not right. I was asked to come before you today as an independent record label owner and entrepreneur who has had some success in the industry. But I want to be clear that I fully realize that this success was not preordained, certainly not inevitable. Yes, I worked hard, but so do a lot of people in the industry. I've tried to assist small businessmen and women over the years. In the 1980s, I created the New Music Seminar, which was the music business's largest conference that tried to educate new entrepreneurs and lawyers, agents, managers, and artists on how to best navigate the difficult music business. I even distribute other small labels smaller than my own. Over the years, I've been lucky to discover influential groups like De La Soul and Queen Latifah. I invested in new sounds, but so do a lot of others. I constantly reinvested my money to try to build my business. So do others. Many in my industry have failed. No small business is guaranteed success. I happen to strike on some successes, but many of us do not make it big in this competitive business. Many scrimp and save and sacrifice to make ends meet, devote their life to this business that they love, making music that others enjoy. And I do hope that you consider this situation. As you consider it, you'll keep in mind the many hundreds of thousands of musical artists and the thousands of record label owners who are small business people, sometimes extremely small. I serve on the board and was a founding member of the American Association for Independent Music, a new association that represents many of America's leading independent labels. Of our 130 members, 90 have a market share of less than 0.2%, which means they gross $1.4 million or less, gross $1.4 million or less from the sales of their products. From this gross, one must deduct artist royalties, publishing royalties, which we have to pay, the cost of physical goods, if in physical form and not a digital download, and many other costs like marketing, advertising, artist advances, and more. Our businesses are very different from webcasters, some of whom simply pay a service fee, monthly service fee, and plug in their computers and stream. You know, for the income for artists and copyright owners from music royalties being paid for the use of their products, it's a critically important factor in whether they can afford to keep going and bring us the music that so very many of us enjoy and love. It's all about fairness and being paid for the work that we do.
Mr. Silverman.
Yep. Thank you very much.